Hey guys, greetings. How's it going? This is Carrie at HolisticPsychic.com bringing you another episode of Collective Awakening Weekly. If you're new here, this is a weekly energy update and activation with soul guidance, channeled insights, and messages to support our collective journeys in spiritual awakening, healing, and empowerment. As we are coming into this first full moon of fall on Wednesday, October 20th, happening in the sign of Aries, we are definitely in for a refreshing, revitalized energy as both Mercury and Jupiter are also direct now as of Monday, October 18th. The energy around this full moon still is carrying with it that strong air signature that we've been seeing all month so far, with a little bit more of a fire element coming in. So what does fire and air do? Expand. This week is an amazing energy where we all have the opportunity to experience our own personal expansion of awareness, expansion of awakening, expansion of consciousness in our own unique respective ways. Right now, I'm recording this video in a room in my home that I sometimes use for video chat clients. And I'm looking out my back window here, and as I was looking, a squirrel just walked past on an electrical wire. And so I really got hit with this awareness of squirrel energy. Squirrel energy is all about activity and preparedness. So this is an extra little message that really is tying in with this shift into exuberant energy that we have going on. Again, we want to remember that we are in the dark half of the year now. And in fact, as we're getting closer to Halloween, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what that means. We're in this time of year where the veil is the thinnest. We're going to explore exactly what that means, more so in next week's session. But activity and preparedness is really a good energy that we can have in our awareness as we're moving through the energy of the next few weeks. And being that it's the full moon, we want to remember that full moons are always a time where we do have a heightened sense of illumination and awareness. So this is sort of like a peaking energy that's happening right now. Maybe take a moment to look back and ask yourself, what intentions did I set during the new moon? And how am I feeling guided to take action steps along the lines of those intentions? Actions that we take right now that are inspired by whatever awarenesses are being illuminated within ourselves during this full moon will definitely produce empowered results. More than likely, we're all collectively going to be feeling compelled to harness the energy this week as a catalyst for preparation work. This has been a theme that's been coming up over the past few weeks. It's even more prevalent now, and the squirrel energy showing up today is affirming that even more. We can make positive strides forward in the realm of inspired actions that are connected to preparedness around whatever our bigger picture goals and dreams are. Psychically, I feel like this is a time where we're all collectively getting back in touch with our spiritual radiance, our spiritual enthusiasm, our spiritual charisma, so to speak. With the Mercury direct and Jupiter expanding that energy even more, it really does sort of make for strong magnetism, which leads to manifestation. I'm a big believer that manifestation is not so much a process as much as it is a state of being. When we can really be a full embodiment of whatever it is we're intending to manifest, whether they're inner goals of personal development or goals that we're striving to attain or manifest in the physical world of form. It's all about being a vibrational match. Tap into yourself this week. Feel into, how am I feeling reconnected with my magnetism, my charisma, my enthusiasm, and my radiance? Allow yourself to really drop into that and let that be what compels and guides you forward and through each now moment. Let's go ahead and dig into whatever additional sacred wisdom teachings and channeled messages want to come through. All right, so today I am working with one of my longtime favorite decks. This is called the World Spirit Tarot, and it is by Lauren O'Leary. This is an original first edition deck that came out back in about the year 2000. So this is officially a vintage deck. It is a collector's item. She does have like a second edition and is going to be coming out with a third edition sometime in 2022, I believe. But if you are a tarot collector, this is a great one to have. I really love this deck because the symbolism sticks pretty close to the traditional Rider-Waite deck, which I love. And I like the dark border. Let's go ahead and dive in and see what additional sacred wisdom teachings and channeled messages want to come through for this first full moon of fall. Full moon in Aries, happening on Wednesday, October 20th. And here we go. So the first card that we're going to look at is what's illuminating, collectively speaking, what's illuminating within our awareness as a collective. I feel like it wants to be this one. So let's check it out here. The Five of Swords. So I want to start by saying that the fives within the tarot typically offer us a challenge to take up. And within taking up that challenge and utilizing energies such as innovation, imagination, and creativity, which is also associated with the number 5 in numerology, that we have some opportunity for growth. So when we look at this card, we see a person who's holding a bent up sword. He seems to be maybe holding or nursing a little bit of a wound that could be on his arm. There's some bent up swords around him. And then there's this figure in the background that has more of a positive stance. His sword is sharp. He seems to be gloating over perhaps winning a little bit of a fight that went on here. So when this card comes up in a reading, you can be the person who is feeling a little bit defeated, or you can be the person who is feeling like you've just conquered something. So what's being illuminated? Awareness around how we can reclaim our power and energy, perhaps from outside situations, circumstances, in ways that will regenerate, revitalize us. Next card we're going to look at. What action is this full moon asking of us collectively? What action is this full moon asking of us? The 8 of Cups. When the 8 of Cups shows up, this is being on a journey. This is shifting your focus away from the known, usual components of mundane reality in search of yourself. This is like being on a sabbatical, a quest, a spiritual quest, a vision quest, reclaiming your power, your energy, your radiance, your sense of connection with your authentic soul self. This is the action that this full moon is asking of us. The full moon is happening in the sign of Aries, which is a fire sign. And Aries is the archetype of the spiritual warrior. This is an amazing time to be doing this type of soul empowerment work. Next card we're going to look at is what's being released, what's being cleared, what's being released. Full moons always give us an opportunity to release, let go, clear, discharge whatever's ready to be brought into completion. Another 5. The 5 of Wands heralds a time, ultimately, of cultivating skills through rising to meet life's challenges. It also is a reminder to not get caught up in any type of ego comparison or competition games that we play with ourselves. We want to meet life's challenges in the spirit of drawing on our deepest soul gifts and empowerment to rise into more skillfulness as conscious beings, not getting caught up in comparing your path to someone else's, your situations to someone else's, but just staying focused on what your guidance is compelling you towards, and trusting that as you do that, as you stay focused on what your guidance is compelling you towards, and you allow yourself to follow that guidance, you will remain in a vibrational state of being and frequency that's a match to whatever your highest vibrational experience of life is. Last card we're going to look at today is what's the overall message from Spirit. Overall message from Spirit. Wow, another sword. So I'm noticing that we have 2 5s and 2 8s. 8s are about flexibility and flow, resilience. When 8s come up, complete reversals can happen. Where there's been challenges, there can be ease and grace. Where there's been uncertainty, there can be clarity. And the reason I'm saying about the uncertainty is because this 8 of Swords is connected to an experience of paralyzing indecision that comes from fear, worry, uncertainty. All of us collectively have certainly had a lot of uncertainty in our lives over the past 2 years. And it's kind of hard to not get caught up in fear and worry, especially because of how information and disinformation is being propagated throughout the media. Now, the owl in this card is key. Owl represents wisdom and clear perception and spiritual discernment. So what this tells me is that we really want to rely on our inner sense of spiritual discernment rather than getting caught up in thoughts that are connected to worry, fear, uncertainty. But rather, our best choice right now is to stay really tapped into our inner sense of spiritual discernment, wisdom, and allow that to be what guides us forward this week. So when we look at the overall, again, 2 5s, 2 8s. 5s present challenges to surmount and work through in ways that bring empowerment on the other side. 8s bring flexibility and resilience, getting back on track with your soul empowerment through doing what you have to do to be on your own little spiritual sabbatical right now, your own spirit quest, your own vision quest back to yourself. Again, the energy this week is super exuberant, expansive, almost like a celebrational, returning to life type of energy. So we have that energy to guide us as well. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. All my love to you. Blessings. Namaste. Stay tuned. There's more videos right around the corner, and I will see you in the next one.